everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. Alright, you guys, so it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. So this week is going to be similar to last week as far as the energy centers that we're going to be transiting. So we are still going to be transiting through the spleen and the sacral center. So no change there from last week, just a change in the gates. So this week, as far as our sun experience, which is going to be our main energetic theme that we'll be experiencing, is gate 50 out of the splenic center. So this is the intuition/fear center. And this energy that we'll be experiencing carries with it the energy of having a strong value system. So your values are going to be popping up for you to see front and center. And also what's going to be popping up for you is, are you actually prioritizing the things that you are valuing? So that is going to be a key to note there, which we will go over here in just a moment. And then the earth, which is the energy that we're going to be grounding in, is the sacral center. It's gate 3, and this is going to carry with it the energy of innovation. So these are going to be some really great energies, and let's go ahead and just dive right on into them, shall we? Yep. All right. So gate 50, our main theme for the week. So this energy, this gate, for the next 6 days or so, is going to be providing you, me, and the rest of humanity with a strong sense of right and wrong when it comes to human behavior. So we are going to each want to hold ourselves to a very high standard of integrity and moral conduct. And we're also going to expect that from other people as well. And how we're going to do that is we're going to be called to be examples and to also create more fairness and honor when we interact with other people. So this gift is going to become so ingrained in us over these next 6 days that it's going to give us a very strong inner knowing, and we're going to find it very difficult to do wrong, especially if we are aware that it's wrong and not in alignment with it, with us, with ourselves. And whether we try to or not, we are all going to be gatekeepers of morality. And others who know us already are going to sense a strong moral compass and dedication to fairness, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. So this is going to be also like show up as just a very subconscious energy. We're just going to know, and we're going to be able to sense this in other people. And it's also going to be very important to note that even though that we tend to think of right and wrong as fixed things, like as very clear-cut, black and white, they're actually very fluid. So different societies at different times in history and different small groups within the wider society all need different value systems that are going to serve their highest good the best. So this gift is not an intellectual dogmatic gift based in the mind. It's actually based in intuition, hence why it's coming out of the splenic center. So because it's about tuning into what values are serving people and which ones are not at any given time and in any given situation. So So with this gift is going to come a natural diplomacy, because when you're in a group, you're going to be like the gel that makes everyone else get on better together. And usually you won't have to consciously do anything to make this happen. It's just going to happen when you have someone who has moral integrity and you add them into a group. So your standards are going to be what is going to create a template that invites other people to rise up as well into their own integrity and morality. So this is yet again another energy which most of how human design and the gates work energetically, it's all focused on you leading by example in each one of these energies. So it's all about you first, so that you can then share that energy and be the example for other people that you come into contact with. So most of these are very like self-focused, even when they're community focused. It's all about you show up first and other people will follow that. So it's like you first. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So how can we make the most out of this energy while we're in it? And that is going to be by continuing to allow your own values to evolve. So this is going to be a really great time to ask yourself what values that you still hold dear and which values are actually out of date. So for example, maybe they were passed down to you from previous generations, but they're no longer relevant or of use. So the more you become aware, update, and mold your own value system and stay fluid and open, the more you're going to find yourself in powerful positions in society where you're going to have influence over justice for many people. This is because when you can get your integrity absolutely on the money, life is going to want to use you to have that gift to make a maximum impact. So for example, you want to stay away from rigid thinking like this is always bad or only this is good. The world will tempt you to think in absolutes because it creates a false sense of safety. But actually, to ensure the safety and success of all humans, we need to be much more flexible and assess on a case-by-case basis. So this is where we will get to trust that our intuition is always going to sniff out the outcomes, decisions, and conduct that will benefit everyone in any situation that you find yourself in. You don't need to pre-decide anything. Don't need to even think about it. And then another way to make the most out of this energy while we're here is by, if you're called to, you can get preachy, only if you're called to, but be sure you do it without judgment. So remember that fairness and morality are not that obvious to others as they can be to you in this energy. So, everyone's going to have their own unique experience with this right now. And so this is where it may be very obvious to you, but maybe not so much to someone else. So keep that in mind. So just remember, no judgment, especially for those that don't seem to be getting it. Because in reality, that's just not where their gifts are. So no need to judge. Now, what can block us in this energy? And this is where the fear comes up, because every single gate that comes out of the splenic center also has a fear attached to it that we must overcome before we can fully tap into the gift of it. So, and the fear that comes with this one is a fear of responsibility, which really is just the fear of being your highest self. Isn't that interesting? So it's a fear of responsibility, which is actually just disguised as a fear of being your highest self. So with this ability to see right and wrong, you are going to feel a huge, mostly unconscious, pressure to be an example and an authority in yourself and also in the world. And often that is going to be your biggest fear, the responsibility that can bring. But life is calling each and every single one of us this week to own this gift and to grab it by the reins and just run with it unapologetically. Because we were made to be an authority in this life, and it's going to be our duty to share it with others, especially if we're able to fully tap into this energy right now. So if you feel blocked to rise up, realize that being an authority doesn't put you higher than others, just that this is going to be your specific mission right now. So some questions to help you unblock might be, what do you associate responsibility with? Being judged or criticized, being separate or different from others, or it weighing hard on your shoulders, or it could even be like, does having power make you bad? Once you can put your finger on the specific fear around this that's coming up for you and look at it for the irrational belief that it actually is, you can then start to dissolve it and then create more desire to feel the fear. But go ahead and just step up regardless in this energy. So it's like, feel the fear and do it anyways, my friends. Now, let's move on to the Earth transit. So this is where we're going to be grounding and being supported in our little sun energy this week, in being integrity and moral and aligning with our values. All right, the gift of innovation. So with this, we're going to be grounding in turning chaos into goodness. Yummy. Oh, God. Okay. There's an aspect of the human experience or life that we came here to transform into something more enjoyable. So in order for this gift to be able to do this, life is going to make us feel really inconvenienced or pained by the aspects of life that we are here to improve. Great. This shit's going to get interesting. So whatever affects you deeply is what you'll be most wanting to change, not just for yourself, but for everyone else too. But usually you're going to be moved to want to change it for yourself first. And it's likely that life will make it something that saddened or maddened you personally, so that you are really familiar with the negative experience of it. So pay attention to that this week, you guys, of what comes up, what's irritating you the most. Because that's what you're here to change, and change it into something more enjoyable and figure that out. So if you are ever wanting to get clear on what your contribution in life is, just think about what aspects of life really gripe on you. What really frustrates or upsets you. And this is also, I was actually just talking to my partner about this the other day. This is also such a gift to be like so irritated by something or so frustrated by something in life. That's also going to show you where your values lie. So because it's something like, the reason why you're getting frustrated or upset about it is usually because it's something that is not aligning with your values and what you believe in, right? So we can already see how beautiful this energy is in supporting us in our main experience this week, in getting clear on those values and tapping into that and getting more alignment with our values. This right here, my friends, if you are unclear about what your values are, this right here is going to show you, and it's going to make it very loud and clear. So pay attention. So things that feel like a roadblock or standing in your way, or, something standing in your way, really pay attention to that. Think as far back as you can, because life can introduce these inconveniences as early on as you can remember. So even you can go back to childhood as well. What really has irritated or frustrated you? That's like a part of life, like something. Because this gift is about overcoming difficulties in the beginning and using it as a signpost towards something that'll make it non-existent. So you are going to be here to introduce a new way of doing it, a new solution, a new product or service or way of doing things, a new approach, or even offering a new understanding to whatever it is. So how can we make the most out of this while we have it for the next 6 days? And that is by not solving the problem from the level that it was created. Hello. This gift is really tied to innovation and ideals. So it's very important that you create new alternatives based on your vision of a dream scenario instead of trying to think at the level of the current problem. So elevate your viewpoint up higher and see it from there. So zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And ask yourself, if we were starting from a blank slate, how would we ideally do this? So staying connected to your idealistic side is going to be very important right now because it's crucial to having fun for you. Seeing this process of invention and innovation as a playful thing rather than a burden or a duty is going to open up your heart, which in turn is going to open up your energy for you to receive more of those genius innovations. And if you don't, things are going to start to feel hard and heavy for you because remember, you are programmed to extra notice the inconveniences and less than great ways that we're going about things currently. So work on knowing that this is all here to catapult you to your success. Because if it was all already ideal, we wouldn't even need to come here. And you don't shame yourself for those negative reactions that you've had along the way because they are the reactions that have actually held the keys to your genius. So a key to being your most innovative self is by not staying attached to old convictions or principles that don't fit in with your newly elevated viewpoints. So keep discarding old versions of you. Say bye-bye, I love you, thank you. And this will keep elevating you higher and higher. Now, where we can get blocked here is getting too wrapped up in that chaos. So how can we unblock it? And that is by dance with that chaos, honey. Because we have all been taught to be afraid of chaos because it means something or someone is wrong or bad. But this belief can hold you back from being in your genius because ideally, the gift that this 3 sees in chaos is by being able to look straight at it because it sees it as an opportunity or a portal for invention and innovation. So you may not feel overly afraid of chaos, but notice the times when you even unconsciously ignore it and just keep moving on or feel powerless over it. So negative things that happen make you far from a victim. They come into your life to give you power and reconnect you with your zone of genius. So the universe actually creates solutions first and then uses the quote unquote problem simply as a gateway to lead us to the solutions. So remember, there's nothing bad that will happen to you by connecting to that pain or inconvenience. Isn't that lovely? That there's already a solution that has been created for every single problem that you could possibly experience. There's always a solution. I love that. Okay. Continue this last little bit. So we need to be creating space between that thing and you by picturing ourselves up here and the problem down there at your feet, at your service. It was never bigger than you, scarier than you, carrying a damning sentence. It was simply light in disguise. Love this for us. Okay, so there you have it. That is your transit and energetic themes and experiences for this week. If you want to dive deeper with me and go further into the transits, the link to join my Patreon is going to be in the description box below. I have memberships starting as low as $2.22 a month. But if you are wanting to tap into or go deeper into the transits with me in general, that subscription is $11.11 per month, which is still super reasonable in my opinion, especially for the information that you are getting. And right after I finish recording this, I'm actually going to be recording a new transit to upload specifically for my Patreon members. It's going to be all about this new Saturn transit that we entered into a few weeks ago, and we will be in for probably the next month to month and a half. So it's a super important one. You know, Saturn is all about creating discipline and structure. And the train is coming through and blowing its horn. So I'm going to take that as a sign that it is time to end this. So I am going to send you on your week with an I love you and a good luck. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.